my first thought to please you, babe. Gonna learn every key to your melody, baby. Teach me.
Hey, Rick. Who we got up today?
All right, so today we have Jaydon, he's a new artist, 18 years old. He got famous for being on a bunch of TV shows like Ellen, Little Big Shots, and recently was co-signed by Tank, Chris Brown, and L.A. Reid. Yeah.
You know what? I don't know. First of all, welcome to another Mr. Harris RYC YouTube reaction video. I forgot to introduce ourselves, but I've heard him talk about this guy and how tall he's tall. He's a really tall dude. They make it a.
There's two new artists in this music video. So it's featuring Usher and Paradise. Paradise is another new artist.
Okay.
I believe he's around the same age, also co-signed by L.A. Reid, Tank, Chris Brown. So I believe that guy that we're looking at, this is Paradise.
He looks like a ball player, straight up.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. All right.
Lord, I just ask that your spirit is in the room.
Okay.
Bless the minds of everybody around us, Lord. Health and love.
Preaching, delving till you like the real.
Hold on. Since we confessing, I got one too for the remix.
I'ma be on this
Mega.
I'ma be on this
Artistry.
remix. Now when I say lullaby, it's really for metaphor, not literal. Cause I don't know, catnap or otherwise sleep on ya. Who do you?
Make sure you give yourself time to get to where you need to be at. Practice on look, voice, dancing. Practice at a higher level.
You are like magic. You pulled up and tapped in. You made all my dreams come true. Oh, what meant to be? Tell me you see. I got you, and if you follow me, I'll give you good direction. Under my protection, I'll teach you a lesson. Come, let me be a professor. Hell yeah, we up. We held each other down. I'ma be on this remix for the rest
He
of
really
my
wants
life.
everybody around him to operate at the same level of greatness that he operates at. It's nothing but inspirational.
You're my lullaby. I close my eyes to your lullaby.
Jaydon.
Every time I lay you down, breathe you in, breathe you out. When I wake, it's my first thought to please you, babe. Gonna learn every key to your melody, baby. Teach me. Every breath you take, that's the pace of my favorite lullaby. Travel the world, ain't nobody like you. Girl, I'ma get it right. I see the light in plain sight. Put that on my life. I'll give you good direction under my protection. We've been through the lessons. I'll be damned if they wanna test it. Straight now that we up, but we held each other down. Wanna wait until you in the morning for the rest of my life. I sleep at night, cause you're by my side.
This is my home, away from home. Y'all know how we get down at ATL, right?
Nice to your lullaby, yeah.
And it feels like paradise.
I'll make it sing to put you down like medicine. Tuck you in, tell me when you wanna go again. We can get right back at it. Addicts, acrobatic like magic. Bending you, flipping you, sending you to the moon. I hate the way I gotta leave you in the morning, but I'll be sure to wake you up. But know that every single second I'll be thinking of you. Perfumes on my t-shirt, sweet like a dessert. I need you, you're my purpose and my reason. I'll give you good direction under my protection. We've been through the lessons. I'll be damned if they wanna test it. Straight now that we up, but we held each other down. Wanna wake up to you in the morning for the rest of my life.
Nice. What's that? Mm. 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 Yeah. Mm. Cool. Sounds like real R&B. Let me just say that. Now I know why Tank is involved. I'm hearing real voices. I'm hearing real melody lines. It's not just like the scat singing that we get from some of the R&B artists that are out today. You know, I don't know. Almost like we need to call it another thing, right? It should be like R&B, and then what's that name that we call between R&B and hip hop, right? Where you're not really a singer, but you're not really a rapper, all right? What do we call that? Maybe there's a name for it already. But these guys are singers. This is an R&B singing. This is. I heard falsetto. I heard some mask. I heard some little bit of full voice. I heard melody lines. You know, I like it. Usher, man, you look good, bro. You know, saw some grays, but I'm not hating because I ain't got no hair. So let's get that out the way right now, bro. It looks good on you, man. Let it do what it do. It looks really good on you. And let's just talk about Usher for a second, right? Brother's had an amazing, successful decades of being on top of the game of R&B, and you can't talk about R&B music and singers and hits and not include Usher in the mix. And you know, part of that, I think you keep your nose clean. You know, and I don't mean just, you know, in terms of drugs. I don't know about that part of his life, but ain't been in no big mess. You know, we've lost some really good artists because they just got in some mess. Big mess, you know. We all get caught up in mess. None of us are perfect. But Usher's realized, you know, he's figured out how to navigate through enough of that to keep himself happy and his fans happy. In addition to that, the brother can sing. And he can entertain. And let's not get away from that. So, like, we didn't see enough from these young guys yet about entertainment. And you say, what's it got to do with singing? Well, it has everything to do with it, to some degree, right? And we always talk about, I teach, you know, in my classes, there's presence and there's stage presence. Presence is your ability just to walk out and just be there, and everybody just like, yo, who's that? And da-da-da-da. And forget about you being famous. You don't have to be famous. There's just a presence and an aura, a facade about you. And when singers have that, that's half the battle. Like, I'm a straight talk. The tall gentleman, if he walked out as a singer, you can't help but to say, yo, he's a singer? Who that? Who's that? Who that? Right? Just says something about his presence. Now, stage presence, I define that as what you do on stage. You know, how do you, like, do I dance? Is it my movements? Is it my facial expressions? You know, or is the lack of that helps to determine how great my show is? And let's keep it, you know, give you some examples. You know, as a matter of fact, let's just stay with Usher. Usher has great stage presence, without question. I don't know about presence. I think presence also is defined by your, you know, your status. So now he walks in the room, you're gonna say, who is that? Because you know who he is, and maybe how he's dressed. But I don't know if he would have that presence if he didn't have any of those things attached to him. But his stage presence, it's dope. Dancing, his moves, the simplicity of even his amazing smile. When I think about Usher, the first thing I think about, you know, is that great big smile he got. And then, you know what? I gotta recreate myself. Pass me them rollerblades. Pass me them roller skates. And let me figure out how to do this in part of my show. And it just gave him so much more sustainability. You know, Chris Brown. First of all, let's not play no games here. The boy can sing. Chris Brown can sing. But the boy's stage presence, in this day and era, second to none. I'm gonna say that, second to none. You know, as much as I like, Ricky, am I gonna say this? As much as I love Dimash, all my Dimash fans out there, just give me the peace sign if you're watching. Y'all know, ain't nobody touching him vocally. But on stage, and I should say on stage for R&B urban lovers, right? for the grown and sexy. You know, nobody's touching Chris Brown. Yeah, I said it. Dancing, flipping, big smile again, sex appeal. Like, you know, when you go to his shows, people are there from young to old. And when I say old, I mean old. Grandma is there at the show. And so is little Sally. She's at the show too. And there's a reason. His entertaining skills is crazy. Michael Jackson. Right? Now, I gotta say, Chris Brown is second to none in the absence of Michael, in the absence of Prince. Would Prince be, would he have been as big as he was if he didn't have that stage presence? Digest that for a moment. Think about that. If he wasn't in there with the style of dress, playing all those instruments, doing splits on stage, would he have been as big? I'm gonna tell you right now, my vote is no, he would not have been. Doesn't take away from his talent. Doesn't take away from his songwriting ability. Doesn't take away from any of that, him as an artist, but he was an entertainer as well, and an amazing, let's go way back, Sammy Davis Jr. Come on. Who was touching Sammy Davis Jr. in his era? Let's be transparent. Many people took from Sammy Davis. You know, Michael Jackson will say in a second. Sammy Davis, and come on, tell me who else. If you said James Brown, you're correct. Right? James Brown, same thing. If he just stood there, is he on our wall? Ooh, yes.
Yep, right there.
Even there, look at the flow, the style. That's James. If he had just stood there and sang, would he have been as amazing? And the answer is no. Ain't no maybe, no. That's what entertainment is. You know, that's what entertainment is. So, these gentlemen, so going back to our artists of the day,
Jaydon.
You guys are singing. You guys are singing, and you'll get better because you're new artists. Now you gotta figure out how to be an entertainer. And you'll figure it out. You're surrounded by Usher. You know, Jermaine Dupri, I saw him in so you got folk around you. I heard Tank's involved. Like, you're gonna figure it out. You got seasoned people. My advice to you in closing is listen to them. A lot of times, new artists don't want to listen to advice from senior artists because you think we don't know. But, you know, listen, we know. We may not know how to do it the right way like you do it now, but they're gonna tell you, listen, man, you got to figure out how to have, you know, an entertaining show, and you will. So this was great, man. I don't know how long this has been out.
This is still fairly recent. 1 month ago.
Okay.
This one. Yeah, the remix.
Yeah, we like it. We want to hear more, without question. Good singing. So all of my students who tune in on a regular basis, listen to these guys. Good melody, good pitch. They're using great placement. You know, we talked about in class finding the tonic of the key, finding the tonic, and then it's doing improvisation all around it. They're doing it. They're doing it. All right. Great. Thanks for tuning in, Mr. Harris RYC YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Appreciate you. And don't forget, in all of your loving, make sure that you love yourself. And any loving you got left, make sure you give it away. All right? Cool.